Hey guys, so in this video what we're going to be talking about is whether you should be static stretching for a golf warm-up or not. So we're going to cover what static stretching is, why or why not you need to do it, and how it affects your performance in general. My name is Dr. Drake Riggs. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I help active adults get back to what they love, and in this case we're talking about golf. So as golfers, we can admit that our warm-up doesn't take high priority when we get onto the course. Sometimes it just involves some swinging. Some people will stretch. Some people will do some sort of banded exercise, but what is actually beneficial for a warm-up? So for this video, we're actually referencing an article from the Journal of Strength Conditioning, and what we're going to be talking about is kind of their findings about static stretching specifically on performance during golf. So when considering performance for golf, we can think of it in terms of score, such as like handicap or your average round. But in this study, we're actually looking at different parameters of performance for golf. So whether that's shot quality, how fast you're moving the club, etc. So for static stretching specifically, what that means is getting into a stretch and holding that position for a period of time. So you're not moving your body in and out of a stretch, you're getting into a stretch and holding that for a period of time. So an example of what a static stretch would be for a golfer, maybe we're trying to stretch out our hips, low back, hamstrings, would be coming here and then locking your knees and bending forward, reaching to the toes. Usually people hold this for 3 sets of 30 seconds or so, and then they'll come back up. So again, the idea is that they're going into a position, putting their muscle on stretch, and holding that position for a set period of time. So what the study found was actually that doing static stretching was suboptimal for performance, and even in some golfers it had decreased the performance for up to a 30 to 60 minute window. So they compared this to different types of warm-ups, such as dynamic warm-ups. So to compare static and dynamic warm-up, static is where you're holding those positions, dynamic is where you're coming in and out of the position or just doing continual movement. So generally speaking, static stretching was outperformed by dynamic stretching. So in your warm-up, if you're doing one already, scrap the static stretching and then add in some more dynamic stretching. So comparing to the other example where we're going down and holding for 30 seconds, what you could do instead is reach down and then come back up. So this would be a more dynamic approach to that same stretch. Another example is where you're doing some sort of movement where you're continually moving. So this could be like leg swings. You could do alternating leg swings when you're walking, still targeting that same area. So by no means am I saying that those are the specific stretches that you need to be doing for golf. We're actually going to cover that more in a future video. For this one, we're just comparing static and dynamic. So you can see how static is where you're coming down and holding a position versus dynamic is where you're coming in and out of a position or continually moving during your stretch. So some of the things that were impaired in these golfers after static stretching would be club head speed, their distance, accuracy. In addition, the golfer thought that their shot quality was worse after doing static stretching. And this negative effect remained in the round for 30 to 60 minutes. So you can see how doing some sort of static stretching before your round, even though you think it might reduce your injury risk, actually is worse for performance, and this could last for several holes. So to sum it up, static stretching is not that good for your golf performance. It might hurt your shot accuracy, club head speed, how you feel like you're playing. And in general, dynamic stretching is better, and we're going to talk in the future videos about what kind of ideas we have for how your golf warm-up should be. If you got something out of this, make sure to hit subscribe, like, and comment below on your favorite type of warm-up to do for golf. In addition, if you didn't see our last video on the excuses that a lot of golfers give for not wanting to warm up or why they don't warm up, click the video on your screen now. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.